when you determine something, nothing will be too much for you to spend or to do to achieve anything you determine. Akin Alabi, there is a book he wrote, How to Sell to Nigerian. In that book, he wrote about himself. There is a training he wished to attend in Lagos. He was living in Ibadan then. Attend the training in Lagos. But because he could not afford the money to rent or so from Ojota, he would trek to wherever he want. He would trek to the area where he want to have the training, and he will go back again in the evening. So he would have spent small amount of money, although stressful. But he now said that after then, he used to surprise when training is going to be held in Lagos. When you have training in Lekki, somebody will say, when are you bringing the training to Ikeja? When you have training in Ikeja, you say, when are you bringing the training to Ogba? When you have it in Ogba. So people who always ask all those kind of questions. But for somebody who want to achieve anything, there's nothing that is too much to spend on whatever you want to achieve. So please, we are entering a new year. Let's have a good determination. If you can time yourself every day, 30 days, 30 minutes every day to learn one new thing, focus on the topic on a course. Okay, even if it is a coding or it's not coding or exam or anything, just 30 days, you will have go a long way. In 2 months, in 3 months, in 6 months, you will never be the same. So now we are going into charts. If I should ask what charts are, what are charts? I think all of us should know what charts are. We know pie chart. At least we know pie chart, we know bar chart. Which means that when you have a numbers, charts are used to explain the numbers that we have. We use charts to express whatever we want to do. Let's look at these two data side by side. If you look at this data on the left side, let me do something. If you look at this data and somebody asks you in 3 minutes to look at this thing, or let's say 10 seconds, look at this thing and explain what you see about this data. Can you explain the trend of the sales and the salary in 10 seconds? Can you see the trend, how the salary was going and how the trend was going? If I should unmute, let me unmute now and see. Can you unmute and tell us what do you see about the trend of the salary? How is salary going? How is sales going? Is it going up or going down? Can somebody unmute and talk to me?
The higher the sales, the higher the salary.
Is that true? Okay, that's from your side. That's what you see there. Who else again? Does somebody have something that you observe again from the trend? Somebody has given us an idea of what change is happening there. Who else again? Okay, let me go back. Let me go back. Now let me return what I left. Okay. Now let's look at it again now. And in 3 seconds, you can explain the trend. Here, it takes like 10 seconds. Still, most of us could not say anything about it. But in 3 seconds, you can see the trend of sales. And you can see the trend of salary. In 3 seconds. That is the power of charts. It explains things and it makes you see the data. You understand the data immediately. You see what data are saying. You can see that the sales started at low, went up, came down, and started going up. Now, somebody said that the higher the salary, the higher the sales. But you can see from 2013, it was not the same. Even at some point in 2012, the salary was the rate of salary was even higher than the rate of sales. Not that the amount was higher. Because if you look at the amount here, the amount here is 25,000. What we have here is 300,000. But this is higher because of the axis we use. But you can see the rate that this is going up, while this is what coming down. Now, that is just brief explanation about why we need charts. It helps to explain the data immediately and make meanings out of data. Now, let's start our class with some element of charts. When you look at this chart, can somebody tell me the name of this chart? Can you tell me the name of this chart that you are seeing on the screen? What is the name of this chart that you are seeing on the screen?
Bar chart and line
Bar
chart.
chart and line chart. Okay. What is again? Another name for it? Anybody again with another name? Sorry,
Linear chart.
another name? Eh?
Linear.
Linear chart. Okay. Another name again? Another name again? Any name? Another names? Another names?
Histogram.
Histogram. Ah, yeah, it's out. No get them. That's out. Okay, it's line chart. It's
Cluster.
bar chart. But we call it what? It has another name. It is called a combo
Cluster.
chart.
Football
It's
charts.
called a combo chart. Combo chart. We are going to learn that today. We're going to see that today. It's a combo chart. This is a combined chart. We have column chart. We have line chart. So when you have the two together, it is called what? A combo chart. Okay. So when you look at this chart, we call it a combo chart. And to understand the can you see my screen, please? Somebody says you cannot see the chart.
Yeah.
Magrelos, you can exit and rejoin. So if you look at this chart, let's quickly identify what we have on this chart. Who is presenting? Please, can you remove your screen? Okay. So we have, if I click on this, the moment I click on this, look at the left side. Let me just click on the format chart. So how to know the name of anything in chart? When you click on the chart, look at this side. What can you see here? Chart title. This is called what? Chart title. Then the line we have, when I click on the lines, what do you see here? What's the name? Major grid lines. So the lines there are what? Are grid lines. That's another component of chart. On the left side and the right side, you can see these numbers there are called what? Axis. The number on the left is called axis. The number bottom here is called this one also, axis also. Okay, because there's a data table down here. That's why it's showing that. Data table, this is when you had a table of what you plot. You can see the table down here. This is called a data table. Then here, the entire chart here is a chart. But inside, there's still another chart again inside. You can see the four corner inside. This is called what? The plot area. You can see the plot area. This is called a plot area. And moving to the right side, we have what is called axis also. Down here, this one that is explaining what each of these colors stand for is called what? It's called legend. It's called legend. And there's a thin line. You can see a thin line inside here. The line is called what? A trend line. Trend line. Now, we'll see how to format some of these as we move along, as we move on in this training. To add or remove any of these elements, just come to the top right of your chart here. You see the list of what you have there. You can hide or remove anything. Okay, let's say I want to remove the chart title. I will just click on this and remove that. The title is gone. Data table, I want to remove it. It is gone. I want to remove the legend. Legend is gone. I want to remove data labels. The labels are gone. I don't want the trend line again. Trend line is gone. What about the error bars? This line, this small line, that's called error bar. I want to remove my error bar. Error bar is gone. Remove the grid line is gone. Now you can see what we have left. So to understand the element of chart, just select any of the point, then click on format series. You're going to see the name of what you click on the left side. Then let's move to how do we create charts? How do we create charts? We're going to start with what is called column charts. I'm going to start with what is called column charts. One of the most popularly used chart is column chart. Column charts are used because of it shows the size. It shows the size and it makes it easier to compare things together. It makes comparison easy. Now let's look at this chart that we have, this data set we have here. We're going to look at the month and the sales. Can you see what I've clicked on? Now, to create a chart, just click on insert and you can see recommended chart here. It's showing you a recommendation. Just select anyone and hit OK. Congratulations. That's how easy it is to create a chart. By using what? By using a single click. With a single click, you can see how easy it is to create a chart. If you have a workbook, can you do that in 2 minutes now? Let me give you 1 minute to do that. Click on the month, sales, down. Only the month and sales only. Click on the two. Then click on insert. You see recommended chart, click on that and select any chart of your choice. Then, okay, that is how easy it is to create a chart with a single click. Now you see, with a single click, we have our chart ready. Can you do that in 2 minutes? Everybody, you only have 2 minutes to do that. When you are done, just type done in the chat box. Type done in the chat box.
Seeing your
Once you are
chat.
done, type done in the chat box. Once you created your own, type
I'm
done
not
in
saying
the
the
chat
chat.
box.
I'm only saying it's preventing.
What are you doing? What are you saying? I think it's your internet, or there's a little lag from your hand. There may be a little lag. I think the internet is somehow poor, and that is why we are even going for this what I call it before, this guided recording class. It's going to be a recording, but guided one, not just give you video and go and be sleeping. No, it's not going to be business as usual. So the internet is not even encouraging now on some things again. Okay, so you can check your internet and you can exit and rejoin. Who is done? Are you done? If you are done, type down in the chat box. 2 minutes is okay. We have 2 minutes already. If you are done, type down in the chat box before I move on with the sales column chart again. So this is the first thing we are going to look at in the column chart. Now let's now dive deeper into this. Now I will delete this chart. Let's recreate this chart now professionally. As a professional, when you want to create your chart, you don't need to select to put everything, because if you create chart like this, Excel will use its own knowledge to just put some things on the column, put something on the whatever. Are you getting me now? How do you create chart? Let's understand how charts are created from scratch. Click on Insert button, then click on the column chart. Select column chart, and oh, sorry, I selected my chart again. Let me just come here. I will click. I'm just outside the box. Insert column chart. There's nothing. This is a blank cell. Can you see the blank chart now? This is a blank chart. What to do with blank chart? Just right click, then you click on the select data option. Can you do that now? Insert a blank chart. Click on a blank space. Don't click on your data. Click on a blank space. Click on your data. Insert a column chart. It's going to give you a blank chart, just like my own. Then right click on this blank data and click select data. So we want to select the data by ourselves. The first data we are looking at, the series name is asking for series name, and the name of the series is sales. I'm going to select sales, and the series value, I will delete this one and select all this. Can you see? Before I finish, you can see that it has created my data for me. It's already creating it. Let me click OK. Congratulations, I have the first sales information ready. Again, right click on your blank date, select data, click on add. You have two options, series name and series value. The name, just select the sales. For the value, remove this -1 or 1, then select your data and hit OK. Good job. The first one, you can see from the background, is ready. Click OK. That is it. Now let's add another one again. Right click on the same data. Click, go to this, select data. Click add. This time around, I want to add what? Profit. I want to add profit. Then I want to add what? The value. Hit OK. Bam. Click OK. Good. Can you see? You can see that we've created our chart from scratch. And you can see that it's very clean. Although you don't have jargons on the right and left, everything is there. You can only add what you need to your data set in this format. When you have your chart like this. Now, that is the first thing about creating chart. What are other type of column charts that we have? When you click on your chart, look at the top here. Can you see chart design and format? When you click on your chart, when you click outside, you will not see it. When you click on it, you see chart designs. What you can do with your chart. There are a lot of things you can do with the chart. We'll get into some of them before we leave this class today. Now, but when you want to change this, when you click on change chart type, it take you back to the front home page where you have your chart. You can see different types of column charts that we have. Column chart that we have. We have this column chart, and we also have stacked column chart. What does stacked column chart does? What does it do? That is when, let's say you have two products, and you want to see the total. You want to see this plus this. Assuming we have this to be like rice, and we have this to be beans. Oh, sorry. We have rice here, and we have beans. Beans here. We have these two. I want to know the total sales from the two of them. Are you getting me? You will use stacked column chart so that you can see it has added them together so that you can see the total sales for January. For both rice and beans, you can see total sales. Unlike the previous one where we are comparing, the other one we are do what? We are just comparing them side by side. That is what is called stacked column charts. Is that clear? Can you see the difference between the clustered column and the stacked column now? If it is clear, just use yes in the chat box. It's clear? Put yes in the chat box. Okay. Thank you. And we also have other types. We also have, there's another one here called 100% stacked column. It places everything instead of value now, it places every month on 100%. And it's showing us what contribution does each of the product has on the sales for that month. In this month, it means rice contributed more than 80%, while beans contributed the remaining. Can you see that we have everything is equal at the top? It's 100%. There's no value again here. What we have is what is percentage, which means that everything is now what on 100%. If you look at this in this month, it's like beans and sales almost contributed the same thing, and also in this month too, we have almost like the same contribution from rice and what and beans at 50% each. But other month you can see the contribution. So we also have other types. We have sorry, Control Z. We have other ones like 3D. We have 3D. This 3D is a kind of chart like this one is a clustered column, but what in 3D format. Then we have other ones also stack column in 3D. Then we have another one. This is 100% stack in 3D, and we have another 3D column also. So these are the type of column chart that we have. You can also see if you swap if you change the column to row, like what happened earlier here. When I swap the column for row, it changed my design. It changed the column for row and the row to columns. It changed the designs. Now, before we leave column chart, there is one more thing I want us to learn. Let's learn a secret here today. This is one of the advanced area that most of us may not know. I know we create charts, but look at this chart. They are together. What if we want to know? Assuming we have budget. These are the things we can use our chart to represent. We have budget and we have actual. So in month January, we want to see how much budget we have, what the actual spend that we've made. And so that we can see it. It's easy to see from here, but why can't we do it? We can do it better than this. You know what you do? Click on one of the series. Select one of the series. When I click on this, you can see that it has selected all the blues. When I click on the red, it has selected all the reds. When I click twice, it has isolated these from other ones. Other ones are no longer selected. So when you click on it once, it selected all the series in that range. When you click on it twice, it will select just that one series only. That is that. Now, what I want to do now is, when I click on this, you can see that we have something here called overlap. Let me select all. We have what is called overlap here, and the gap width. Can you see? When I'm closing the gap width, what happened? Oh, sorry. I'm closing the overlap. I want from zero overlap. I want to drag them inside each other. What is happening? Can you tell me what has happened here? Can somebody explain what is happening here to me? How can you explain this? Can somebody unmute and explain How can you explain this? Compared to what we have side by side, we have the actual to be the blue, the budget to be blue, and the actual to be in red. Between this one and the other one, which one is more presentable to present how much we have spent from the amount we earmark for this?
The first one look more presentable. Looking at comparison.
Comparison, okay? But when you look at this is showing you how much you have spent out of the total. You can see that it's no longer like side by side. Are you getting me?
Yes.
This is what this is telling you that it's like you are consuming small, and you have reached this is the point where you are. This is the point where you are. You are going until you consume everything in that amount. So that is so when you are presenting budget and actual, just like you said, you might like the other one, fine and good. But I think this is also very good to present your actual and but one thing before we leave here, there's something I've omitted here. We have 1, 2, 3 here, not January, February, March, April. What do? We go back to our data where we select data and just click on edit here. Where we have 1, 2, 3 and change it to January to December. Sorry about that. I omitted that while we are creating our chart. Pam. When we create from scratch, don't forget to add all your series. That is that. Any question on this before we move to the next one? Any question on column chart? I see that the only thing we did here is just to move. We just move the gap and then just enter each other, and that is all. Nothing more. Nothing. It's just a simple click or a simple secret. No question. Thank you very much. So let's move to the next one. Now we are starting bar chart. Bar chart is exactly column chart, except that while column chart is a vertical form, bar chart is what? Is horizontal. That's the only difference between them. Everything you see here are called bars. This is called bar. All these lines are called what? They are called bars. So let's move to bar chart now and see it physically. Now I'm going to select the data again, or you use the other method we learned, and select. You can click on this to expand more. So we have recommended chart and we have all chart. So I'm clicking on all chart. Then I want to select bar charts. Bar charts. So I'm selecting this. Okay. So you can see exactly what we have is what we also have here also. Something we have there is what we have here. But except that we now have them. Now we now have them in a horizontal way. The x-axis become y. Why the y become x-axis? So that's just a simple way by which you can create bar charts. Now, before we leave these two charts are one of the most commonly used charts. To design anything you want to do in chart, I think you start your journey from either column chart, bar chart, pie chart, and line chart. Those 4 are the most important charts in Excel, because when you look at charts are used most of the time to compare things. And one of the things you compare is to compare categories. You want to compare the A and B. How did we do in a month, and how do we do in another month? How is we can compare the sales performance from branches, from anywhere. So for comparison's sake, both pie chart, column chart, bar chart are very easy to interpret. If you look at it, you can quickly say, let me remove one of these, and let me remove one of these, like data, and let me remove, let me remove sales. So you can see which month we have most profit. Because they work with sizes. Can you see? It's easy to explain which month. If you have to look at it like this, it will take you like 10 seconds to identify which month. But at a glance, you can pick which month has the highest sales, like this. Now, okay, that is the chart. Now let's add some information before we come back to formatting chart. I will come back to this chart to see how we can format them and make it look good. So there are some things here. Look at this chart. I'm creating something here now. When you are interpreting chart, there's something you should note. I'm creating column chart. Look at this chart, before and after. Look at this chart. Can you see it? Look at this chart. Somebody presented this, and that is what the person did. Control D, and the same chart again. The same chart again, I can come back here and make this 0. Okay. Look at these two charts. Are they the same? Are they the same chart? Are they saying the same thing? Can somebody unmute and talk to me?
No.
Are they saying the same thing?
No,
Somebody
they're
said
not.
no.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you say so?
The bars are like higher than they are higher than each other.
Yes, I know they're higher than each other. In both cases, they are higher than each other.
Yes.
But I don't agree with
Yes.
you. I think they are saying the
They
same
are
thing.
saying
Okay,
they are saying the same
but
thing.
it's very close.
It's the range.
to that.
It's the range. It's the range that is the difference. But they are saying the same thing.
What is the range? What? Thank you very much. What do you observe
Okay,
about
the
range?
range. The second one, the range is at 50,000 interval. While the other one will have the actual values.
The actual values.
Okay, no, yes, we have actual values on
Look
the
at it.
on the
Look at it
range.
again. Look at it again. There's something you are missing something that is crucial here.
Okay. I think 2,000 difference. Yes, the first one has 2,000 range, while the second one has 50,000 range.
Okay, you try.
But
You
they're
try.
speaking the same thing.
They are saying the same thing. That is what is sometimes when you look at news, when news people want to present that something has happened, they say before it was this, now it's now this. Okay, now imagine, let me change this to 334. Let me change this to 334,000 now. Look at something. So that sometimes, so when you are reading chart, those are some of the things you must always check first before you conclude. Can you see that it has gone down again? Okay, if I make it 335,000, can you see? Now you can see that hey, everything has finished. There's nothing again. Before it was this. Now the whole thing has changed. Can you see the change? The very wide change. But when somebody else presented the same thing, it's like there's no change. This thing has not changed now. Why?
Okay.
Look at what happened. 0.
Yes, I've noticed it. The beginning
zero.
range, the
The
other one is
beginning,
0, while the other one is from
this one
300 and
starts from
something.
0. Can you see 0 here?
Yes.
Can you see what we have here? 335.
Mm.
So we're only comparing
Yes.
10,000 difference. While we are comparing the whole range from here. That is called zero-based chart. Always notice that we have zero-based chart, while we have what? Non-zero-based chart. This is non-zero-based, and this is zero-based. Thank you, Benedict. The scaling are different. So you can see the difference between the two. You look at it, it's like they're not the same. But when you look at it critically, you can see this is 340 or something like that. This is around 340. This is around 350. So they are saying the same thing. This is around 340. This is around 350. Same thing. They're saying the same thing. But the range where they started the journey from are different from each other. That is that. Notice that. Then we'll have your bar width should not be too thin, nor too thick. What do I mean by that? Let's look at this. Let me go back. Let me return this one back to 0. Sorry. Turn this back to 0. So that I want to compare them. So you can see that it's back to the normal thing. Now click on this series. Like remember what we did earlier. The width, the gap between them should not be too much and should not be too low. The gap between them, I'm increasing the gap. Can you see that it's becoming 10? Somebody has this as a chart. And somebody has this as a chart. Okay. Somebody add this. Which one is correct? Which one is better? Or which one is good? Which of them is good?
The first one is better.
This one, right?
Yes, the one at the left.
The first one is better.
It's better. What about this? It's not good.
That is not. It's looking like plank. Ordinary plank.
Okay. The first one is too thin, and the other one is also too fat, too thick. Are you getting me? No, if guys not taking somebody, if you give this somebody that might be thinking, I look at the thickness of this width. Instead of looking at the top, at the length, you can look at the thick. Which one is even, because you can see that they are almost at par at the top. Maybe this one is thicker than this one. So the best approach is to at least maintain a midway. Are you getting me now? The best approach to have what is to apply a midway, not too thin and not too thick. Is that clear? Now, also when you have multiple series, okay, I will come to that after when we are done with the line item. When we come to spaghetti, I'm going to explain what we mean by multiple series, or just like what we did earlier here. when we have multiple series, how do you make sure that your multiple series still make some senses? You get me? Let's say we have multiple series here. Let's look at multiple series. This is a multiple series, and we have something like this. You want to create a column chart, and you click on this, and you do this. Can you see what we have? How do you explain this one to somebody? How do you explain this? You will talk. You could tire because you use more time to explain than to create. Can you see multiple series effect? When you have multiple series, you have to apply another method approach to make sure that it looks better and good. So I will, when we get to spaghetti area, we'll explain that. And lastly, we have the ordering of categories also. Sometimes you can see that sometimes you can arrange, and sometimes you can sort. Because if you look at this profit, I can say, okay, you can sort by default. It has taken the month into place. But what about if we come here and say, okay, we sort from smallest to largest? Can you see now that you can see which month do we have the higher sales, we have lower sales? You can also sort. That is ordering. You can order. You can create a kind of sorting in your data to make you know the top, the bottom. You know, it's easier to even read now and see which one is the least and whatsoever at the when you are doing your chart. Is that clear now? I think you understand all these things that you should note when you are creating your chart. Your data, is it zero base or not? And mind you, not every time that zero base is not good. We use zero base when you want to, it's like you are zooming. You want to zoom into this data. You are zooming in. You want to zoom into the data. That's when you use what? Zero, non-zero base, that. But when you are just presenting on a normal basis, you start from what? From zero. So sometimes it's better to zoom in into your visual so you can see very well than just the real data. Is that clear? Now, let's
Yes,
quickly go back to formatting. Let's quickly see. Let's format like just format. We are going to format just a single one because of the time, and we move to the next one. We have some other critical chart types there out there. When you click, you remember at the beginning we talked about chart element. Element. When you need an element, you come to the right side here, and let me drag this in here. I'm going to click on this place and add chart title. Can you see we have chart title now? I can say, okay, what's my title? I can come here inside this box and I type sales. So it's now we now have budget. Let's change to budget versus what? Actual. Budget versus what? Actual. Can you see? So we have this. If you want to format this now, right click on it and click format chart title. To format the title, you have all this option. Fill. You can fill the box and you can change the color of the filling. You can add gradient fill, any fill of your choice. Under this fill, everything you do under the fill here will affect the background of your chart title. Then, when you close this fill, we have border. The border here also has its own color. You want to add a color to border, you can click the solid color and select the color of the border and the thickness of the width. The width, you can see that the width is increasing of the border, so you can also bring it down just for you to see the effect. And everything you do here, the round edge, you want you rounded whatever, the cap type, all these ones. So you can change, add, remove as much as you like. So I'm leaving this. So those are things you can do with your this. You can see that we are only working with chart title. After when you are done with this, on that option here, the other option here is talking about shadow, glow, soft edges, and the 3D format. Let's add the shadow and see how it looks like. Now I've added the shadow to it. Can you see that it has changed? Now, under the shadow, you can select the color of your shadow, the transparency of your shadow. Anything you want to do with shadow, you do that. Then you come to glow, whatever you want to do. So it now depends on whatever how many time you want to spend working on your on your chart title. So you can do all sorts of things with it. And finally, on the last side here, you have the text option. The text inside it, we've not talked about it. We can now start working on the text, the alignment, whatsoever of the text. You can go and do all those ones. So that is on the chart title. Then we come to the grid line. The chart here, the chart area. Click on chart area. There are two things you can do here. We have the plot area and we also have this option here. So which means you can fill the inside, and you can also fill the inside. You can fill the inside with any design of your choice. You can fill the inside. The filling can be done, and also the border. You can do anything with your border also. That is another way by which you can also format this. So that is the border. You can how thick your border will be, transparent, everything. You do that. Then you have this option called shadow and glow. So because it's no text, there's no text option at the third one here in this case. Now let's now move from this. Now we move to the series here. The series here, when you click on the series, you can see format axis. Sorry, this is axis. These are series inside. Sorry, we have this axis here. The axis, we have 4 different things you can do with axis. Not 3, we have 4 now. The first one, I think we have known how to, we have seen this. The fill and the line. This time around, we have line. We have fill and the line. Then we have the shadow. There's no border here. This one does not have border. Then we have here we have shadow, glow, transparency, and 3D. Then the third option here, alignment. This thing we have here, can we align it to the middle, top, bottom, center? So alignment and text direction. How will the text show? The text. How will the text align? Is it up? Is it normal or whatsoever? So we're going to select the text type, and if you want to do other things on that, you can go ahead and keep doing it. Then last one on the text, we have the axis option. You can see that we started from 0 earlier when we talked about that time. Where do you want to start from? You can say, okay, I want to start from what? From just 250 or from 240. I see I'm starting from 240,000. I see that it has changed. It has changed. The whole thing has finally changed now. So you can select where you are starting your range from and the unit. What will be the difference, the major unit between them? Sorry, control Z. Okay, then back to 0. So horizontal axis also. We also have axis here. This is horizontal axis. What do you want to do with the axis? We have it there. So sorry, we are on the third one here. The alignment, everything. And the last one, the text also. So those are what you can do, how to format all this. So another thing I would like to add here is in the case of this, in the case of the numbers, you can see that the number is just there. What if you are working with large number? You can come here and say, okay, I want to show it in thousands. You can see that it has shortened this. That's shortened this from what we have before is now what is now that's shortening them into thousands. So you can do that, and then you can just click on none. Then that is one thing you can do with that. You can also come to format number. We have the labels here. Where do you want the label to be? Next to axis or where? High, low, none. so down here we have number format. The number format is a number, currency, anything. You can add, you can make it a currency, and how many decimal place do you want? You can do all those things, and you can also create a custom format. You can create a custom format for it also, where you just come here and say, okay, maybe I say, okay, 0, comma, 0, comma, and is that comma? I think I'm pressing full stop. You had, can you see? I've removed the millions there. It's no longer in millions again. If I remove 1 comma, and you can even add text to it. Okay, double quote K. That is 400K, and click add. And more and more and more and more. So those are what you can do with your numbers here. Then let's come back to this place. What is left again? We have what is called we have talked about axis title. That's the title at the back here. Okay, you want to add the title that this is month. You want people to know that this is month, and this is salary, or this is sales. You put that. You can add it. Just come back here and say, okay, this is salary. That is this area represent what? Salary budget. Salary. That is what? Salary. Axis title. You have started. So you can format it. When you click on it, all you can do here, you can see it here. We have data labels. Data labels, these are the numbers. It's telling you about the numbers that we have here. So we're going to see that again later. And what you can do with the data label, you can also say, okay, what do you want it to be? Inside base, data callout, more options. More options will take you to what? To formatting. Then we have error bars, grid lines, legend. Legend is what is telling us what each of the color is standing for. That's the job of the legend. It tells us, okay, this color means this. that color means that. That is when you see this red is talking about the budget, and the other one, where do you want it to be? Let it be at the bottom. Can you see at the bottom here? We have the blue. We have the blue to be budget and the red to what? To be actual. And so I think we have, so those are the things you can do for now with that. And any of them, you can click on the more. Some of them has options in front of them that you can always look at them, the options. Can you see the options there? Can you see the options there? So you have various options for some of them. You can say, okay, I want this one to be, I want to change the axis. We're going to see what's called the primary and the secondary axis. Then the next one is, so the same way we format this, the same format, you can apply it to bar chart. Then we move to the line chart. Okay, so can I give you like, let me leave out this, and I'm going to give out like 5 minutes. Let's work out this. I want to try this out. Try out this, and I will come back in 5 minutes. Everybody, so you can try. Let's try it out. 5 minutes. I'll be back.